Hello. Hello, Demon Dreamer. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you both. How y'all doing? Yeah, we're doing it again. Having coffee. And yes, I'm dressed casual today, but it is a Dark Crystal t-shirt, so it's at least theme appropriate. Oh, it's every time I say this every time, but it's been a week. It's been a very busy week. We're nearly sold out on the shop. So officially commissions are closed. I have to restock the shop. Seven Potatoes More, hello, nice to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Already the stream's kicking off. Look at this. I'm trying to be casual today because I got a lot coming up. So I'm trying not to rush myself. So as you can see, that's why I'm not wearing my hat or a nice shirt. I'm just wearing a t-shirt. But I still got the jewelry, so I got that going on for me. Hey Scarlett, how you doing? Scarlett on Discord for a change. Although I'm sure they'll pop up in several other chats momentarily. So because we're doing nothing but building for the shop for the foreseeable future, because we really need to restock, we had a very brief period of a lot of sales on the shop suddenly, and I'm not quite sure why, but hey, who's arguing? There we go. See, Scarlett's now in YouTube chat. Thank you, as always, for being here. I don't even remember. I slept okay last night, but it was one of those weird, like, I woke up and I'm not sure what's going on because, I don't know, old. It's just what happens. Yeah, so this is a really, really short week for me. I am talking, yes, I'm talking about Scarlett. Hello, Jamie, nice to see you. Yeah, it's a really short week because Monday was wasn't a stat holiday, it was a civic holiday. I still took it off. I know, look, I forgot it was Wednesday too, and that's probably not good because I'm the one streaming. So, and then Friday, this is probably what's weighing on my mind. I have another dental appointment. Now it is just a cleaning, which should in theory be fine, but my last cleaning was pretty brutal, and every time I go to the dentist, it's another, oh, surprise, something terrible is happening. So I'm dreading it already. But Friday is also my anniversary, so it's going to go from bad to nice. So got that to both dread and look forward to. So I'm not trying to accomplish much this week other than doing something for the shop. Hopefully this little critter here is going to get done as well. I'm as you can see, I've got the 3D printed eyes in. Seth, hello, nice to see you. Yes, yeah, welcome to the Discord as well. Speaking of the Discord, as we were showing off on the Discord and on the socials, this is the first build that has used my new 3D printed safety eyes, and I'm liking them. They're pretty good. They look all right. Very, very easy to put in. They can very easy to take out. I'm not going to take this one out right now, but dental cleaning is better than ocular castigation with the Dark Crystal theme, right? But yeah, this is where. So I have some clothing options coming for this one. I ended up getting like a pack of preemie t-shirts in like stripy patterns rather than trying to make my own. They weren't expensive. They're not going to add much to the cost of the puppet. And I think they're probably a better way to go. And that should be about the right size for this. So we'll see once they get here. Hello, Leia. Nice to see you. Hey, all the regulars are dropping by. So that's where we are with this one. I'm not sure I'm gonna stick with the removable arm rods for this. I don't like them. They're not good. They're not up to my standards, you know what I'm saying? So I may just end up gluing them in. We'll see. We'll see when the shirt gets here and I figure out what the features are gonna be. But this one, I'm hoping to get this one up soon. So I quite like it. It's very fun. It's very Sesame Streety, you know. And the other thing I'm doing is just a regular Greebly for the shop. So the ones I have coming are going to be like stripy because I'm heading for an Ernie and Bertish feel for this. So they're sort of horizontal stripes. I can't actually remember exactly what I ordered. It was one of those, oh, okay, I'll click the thing, just send me whatever, Amazon, thanks. So they're hopefully showing up tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah, I'm also working on just a regular Greebly for the shop, and hopefully that'll get up. Both of these I'm hoping will be done by Friday, the Greebly for sure. But we'll see, because it's like I've got 3 days to do stuff. And yeah, horizontal stripe spray. Well, you know. Yeah, I've only had 3 days to do stuff, but I had to do a bunch of admin stuff yesterday. The other thing is, this evening, I suspect, is when I will start the new 3D printer cam streams. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. What the heck? I'm only gonna do it on Twitch. So those of you who are on YouTube, sorry. YouTube doesn't seem to do the whole always on 3D printer cam thing. I tried to find some and I couldn't, so I'm figuring, don't bother. But Twitch likes it. So we're gonna do it on Twitch. I've got it all set up, ready to go. I've just got to decide what I'm gonna be printing. I'm printing something right now, as I probably always will on stream, so we can switch to that. You start the trend on YouTube. I don't know. I suspected YouTube wouldn't like it algorithmically. It may punish me. I don't know. We'll see. But we're just, you know, trying to get people in, and this is kind of interesting. And I've got a whole scene set up that's like it will direct people to the Discord and to the podcast and stuff. And it's you know, it's one of those ASMR things, right? I guess, I don't know. People like I like watching 3D printers, so you know, we'll put it up tonight and see what happens. I'm probably going to be printing more of what I'm printing right now, which we'll get to momentarily. But I have a number of little things I need to do today. So one of them is finishing this Greebly, at least putting it together, like putting all the pieces together, which is probably what we're going to end up doing on stream. YouTube probably prefers time lapses. Yeah, I should figure out, I'm sure there's a good quick method of taking a long video, making a time lapse out of it. But do you have animated puppets that pop up during the stream? I don't, but that's not a bad idea. I can make that happen fairly easily, actually. Particularly with, you know what, that's one thing I haven't done that I should do, is get, like, you know, new follower alerts and stuff that are custom, like, you know, Frankie pops up or the Oracle or something and says, yay, thank you. You know, that's not a bad idea. Again, I got so many plates to spin that I lose track. You know, other people like my wife and Scarlett and Jamie, they all help me try and stay organized, but there's only so much they can do. Most of it lives up here, and it's not always reliable. But anyway, you know, coffee. But that's a good idea, Demon Dreamer. I should look at that. We'll build on it over time. I can't imagine, because some of the stuff I print is because I'm printing whole, like, groups of things. Yeah, chaos, exactly. They take a long time. Like, I can, you know, the print that I have in mind to set up for the first one is probably going to take about 15 hours to print. So that's, you know, going for quite a while. So isn't there some way you can set up a time lapse here? The nozzle isn't in frame, so you can see what it magically built up. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could do that for sure. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways to do stuff like that. And maybe I will. But for the moment, for right now, we're just gonna go with the stick a camera in front of it. I mean, this is basically it. I can show you right now. It's just this, right? Except it's a different scene. It's got a whole bunch of, there's some text and there's some banner text and stuff that comes in. But this is basically the camera view of the 3D printer. Actually, just a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous about having an always-on camera here in the studio because, so this is the studio, obviously. This is where I do all my work and I build my puppets and stuff, but this is also where my closet, my dresser are. And so this is where I get changed. And I'm a little bit weirded out by the idea of a 24/7 camera just kind of always on, broadcasting to the internet in the same room that I come in and get changed in, for obvious reasons. Now, it's not pointing anywhere near me. Like, for me to be in frame of this, it's like I have to lean over. I can barely get in frame. Like, I can put my hand in frame, right? That's it. That's all you can see. So it should be fine. Get a green screen. You know, there's a whole This room is so tiny that I wouldn't have room for it. Literally, when I green screen Frankie and the Oracle, I have a portable green screen that I have to unfold outside, bring it in, and like roll it in and try and jostle it. There's a whole thing. This is the beginning of your OnlyFans empire. The other thing I could do is move the camera so it's actually facing the other direction. So I tried that, and it's just not. This is a really good angle. I like this because you can see the print head. You can see everything here. So I think I'll probably go with this, and I'll just be cognizant and know when I'm streaming and be aware. You know, I'll keep the monitor on just so I can see what the camera is broadcasting at all times. Yeah, just be a little more. I mean, we're all on camera all the time anyway. You know, I'm gonna get kicked off of Twitch for violating their terms and conditions. But anyway, what we're printing here is some eyes. FYI, in case you were curious. These are my new style safety eyes. Let me see, which one should we go to? I haven't even finished my coffee yet. Why are you printing Decepticon? Ah, good question. I'll show you why. Let's go to, since the close-up cam is busy, I guess the top cam? Yeah, here are the pieces of the Greebly that we're going to be putting together momentarily. But this is what a slightly larger. I'm printing a slightly larger version of these. So these are some of my new safety eyes. Now this hasn't been sanded yet, so you can still see the sensor. You can still see the striations and everything. But what this is another version of my safety eyes that uses the threaded bolt. And I'll show you why it's put together like this. So there's 3 pieces to it. For my other version, which are round, this is a nice large one. This is a 55 millimeter. It's just 2 pieces, right? It's just the threaded bolt and then the shell. And that just fits together, you know. It seems just like that. It's very, very easy. Now, the nice thing about this is when you put this together, so this is obviously the bolts on the inside and the shells on the outside. I think I'm probably not going to be selling these. They're actually a fair amount of labor because once they come off the printer, you have to sand them, and you have to sand them quite a lot. And it's also print time on the printer is pretty long. Like one of these, this takes like a couple of hours for just one of these to print. So I don't know. I'm doubtful I'm going to end up selling either these or the 3D printer files. Printer farm, I know. Believe me, it's in the back of my head. But I also, this is actually worth talking about. Let's get the chair turned around backwards and we'll have a little chat. So, I give a fair amount away. And I think I want to keep this kind of stuff. I think I want to keep this just for Operation Puppet. It seems a bit stingy, I know, but I also, I do give a fair amount away. We do this every week, and I'm teaching people how to do the thing I do for a living, right? So I think this is the 3D printed stuff and the stuff that I'm designing specifically, like these. I think I want to keep these just for me. Now, anybody who sees this and who has a 3D printer, I am not sophisticated with this is all quite simple. All you have to do is see how this is made, and I'm happy to show how it's done. It's just a threaded bolt with a little shaft that's a thread on the inside, and you just screw them together. That's really simple. You could I designed this in Tinkercad in literally like 10 minutes. So this is not, if you have a 3D printer and you know how to use Tinkercad, you can make this in no time at all. This is not sophisticated. So I'm not even sure it'd be worth selling. Somebody else is probably going to put it together and then sell it, and then I'll feel like an idiot. But for the moment, I don't think I will be. We'll see. We'll see if when the printer farm happens, then maybe we'll think about making them in bulk and selling them. You gotta patent it. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like, you literally can't buy anything like this. I mean, that's the reason I'm making stuff that I've always wanted that I just can't find anywhere. So, if you don't have a 3D printer, hack Kevin's 3D printer. You don't hack me. So anyway, as we were eventually talking about, that's fine for a sphere, because what happens, or not a sphere, but a circle, like a circular base, right? Because then you put this on, and this is nice and flush, and you can even sink this down to the foam because it's a screw. But if you have an oval shape like this, if you were to make the bolt oval as well, when you screw it in, there's no guarantee it's going to line up, right? And so you linked a video on how to do the threaded rod in the Discord. Yes, I did. To join the Discord. So yeah, if you were to do an oval backing on the bolt, when you screw it in, there's no guarantee it's going to line up. And the whole point of doing the backing the same size as the base here is to have it lay flush against the foam, right? To have those don't have edges poking up. But that won't work with an oval because you don't know how many times you're gonna have to screw it in. So this is my solution for that, is I just made basically a washer that is the same size as the base. So when you put this on, this goes on the outside, the bolt and the washer go on the inside, and then when you screw it together, you can line up the washer and then tighten it, and everything is good, and it will lie flush, and it will also help it keep tightened because it's a washer, right? So this is the eye shape that I'm currently working on, and that is what is being printed here, only this is a slightly larger version of what I'm doing here. So yeah, it's I'm digging the whole 3D printer thing. As you can tell, it's being very useful. I mean, check this out. Here, I can show this. You want to know how many? These are 40 millimeter. How many of these I've printed? Good heavens! This is just look. And I'm painting. I'm messing around with painting them. But look at this. Come on. So these are about the same size as a ping pong ball. This is a regulation ping pong ball size. So I figure I'm probably going to use a lot of these. So I just printed a lot of them. Because I'm going to go through them for sure. So, good to have. This is just already, I've only had it for 2 weeks, and it's already proving an incredibly useful tool. So thank you once again, Indiescape, shout out. So that's where we are with the 3D printing stuff. Our small size safety as possible. Oh yeah, now the thing about, for anything that is a shallower shape than this, that you can't really put a bolt into, because you gotta remember, this is, the way this works is there's a shaft on the inside of the eye and a bolt on the outside, and so this has to be, the same depth as the height, as it were. For anything shallower than this, like a kind of lozenge or a beam style eye, you wouldn't be able to do it with the threaded bolt, right? Because you have to put the shaft on the other side, basically. And the problem with that is then you can't print it, because these can just print as they are, because this has a flat base, right? This is flat. So as you can see, this circle right here, that's the eye. So there's the shaft being built up in the middle, and you just build it up in layers. But you couldn't do that because there's no way to print that with it laying flat. You'd have to build in supports, right? And that's a whole other thing. And then you'd have to cut the supports off when it comes off the printer. There's a whole thing. How quickly are you going through filament? I have gone through 2 of the small sized. Let me show you the small size rolls that I had, and I'm onto a big roll right now. And this is just the white. I've also printed some in black as well, but I don't even know what size this is. But so this is, I've gone through 2 of these, and I'm now onto a big one right now that's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times this size. So that seems to be lasting quite a while. But I also printed a really I printed one, like a headphone clamp that took a lot. So, you know, there was a lot of filament that got used with that one. The good part is I've also now had the experience of changing filament mid-print. And it actually went fine. So that's good. But yeah, good thing filament ain't expensive. That's the other thing I've got coming is some of the TMU, I think it is the flexible filament. We'll see how that goes, because that opens up some new possibilities as well. But we'll see about that. But anyway, I got to get on with my work. So there's your 3D printer update. Now the tricky part here is I gotta get on the sewing machine for this next part. But currently, the close-up cam is doing this, and I kind of want to leave it there. So I don't know. Would you rather watch the sewing machine at a bad angle or the 3D printer? And we'll just talk. I think probably the 3D printer is going to win this vote. I would vote for the 3D printer if it were me, because who doesn't look at how hypnotic it is? It's like ASMR but for the eyes. See the 3D printer talking the podcast. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. Podcast will be recording on Saturday because as aforementioned, I have a number of things on Friday. Koya, hello. Nice to see you. We're making puppets. I know it seems odd, but we are still. 4 years. We're just over 4 years old as the official Operation Puppet thing. So yeah, I think we're just gonna leave the camera like this. I know I'm on the sewing machine. We could also go to the shoulder cam, and I guess you can see kind of what I'm doing, but then you can't see the 3D printer. I gotta have it so I have the picture-in-picture as the close-up cam as well, now that we've got the 3D printer thing going on. We'll leave it here for now. You let me know if you want to switch back. How am I going to do this? It's agreeably, I've done this 1,000 times. Wow. Probably about 100 times at this point. Do it like this. Because sometimes I like to lock in the nose just to be on the safe side. I'm going to do that. But just making a simple standard, your standard order greebly. That's all that we're doing here. Got some blue. This is weird kid fleece as well. This is the nice fleece. You're getting misaligned. Behave yourself, you're agreeably. I could do this in my sleep. Man, Koya, haven't you heard AI is going to make all of our art now? You don't have to do that anymore. You're kidding. Kidding. You know how I feel about that. I tell you. Kevin's cranky today. I think it's just because I've got the dentist coming up. Warning. Don't get me started on political stuff today, because, you know, I'm gonna get MAGA hats mad at me. Oh no. Do you ever use contact cement thinner? Yes. But you have to use, if you've got the Danger Honey, the barge, you have to use the Bard specific thinner. And since I only ever use Barge, that's the only stuff I've ever used. So yes, you kind of have to, because by the time you get just over halfway through a can of this stuff, it starts to really gloop up and get thick and yucky, and you don't want it. AI will never do it better, first of all. All AI will do is steal your work and everybody else's work and then put them in a blender, because that's what it does, because it's not really AI. There's no intelligence, it's just predictive text, but for pixels. Anyway. There you got him started. As I was coming back from the New York trip, it's an art smoothie, yes, very much. As I was coming back from the New York trip in the spring, I got my first request for a custom build that used AI-generated concept art. Took all of my self-control not to tell them where they could pack it, but I declined politely. But I really didn't want to. I wanted to tell them where to go, but you know. As a working artist, I have feelings. We be Greeblian. I'm riding the bus right now. This is what people in Canada are afraid of. When I mentioned riding the bus to Americans, they're like, why? No, we're pretty okay with public transit here in Canada, or at least in Toronto. Despite the fact that we won't fund it, but you know. Yeah, I don't know. Americans in their cars, I mean, I don't know. It's the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of car culture here in Canada too. But nah, I literally do not know how to operate a motorized vehicle. If I have to go anywhere, it's always public transit for my entire life. Somebody tried to teach me to drive a car once, and it was terrifying, and I never want to do it again. Cars are stupid and should be hated. The official Operation Puppet position on cars. My opinions of the official Operation Puppet position on everything. How long have I been building puppets? About 4 years, almost exactly 4 years. Was it this past week or last week was our 4-year anniversary? I don't even remember. This is what kind of a week it's been. So really just over 4 years. Since 1666, yeah, good year. A vintage year for puppet building. So many Mr. Punches. I did do quite a lot when I was a kid as well, but you can't really count that because I had no idea what I was doing, and turns out I was doing everything wrong. But that was pre-internet, so can't really blame me. Are we doing any spooky season puppets? You know it! In fact, it's time to start planning that. Absolutely, that's my favorite. There will be Halloween smalls. At the very least, for sure. Yeah. Really, Papa, making out your chance to use the screen use Fraggle, though. It's true. I have used the screen use. Not only have I used the screen use Fraggle, there was an amazing follow-up. If you've never seen any of that stuff, check out the vlogs on the YouTube channel. There is a one of them, the most recent one called Fraggle Story Follow-Up or something, I think. I don't remember. There's quite a history about me and a very particular Fraggle. Too long to recount at this point, but yeah, smalls are. That's what I gotta do for the shop. Is there's currently no smalls available. I should. Of course, Scarlett's on it. Thank you, Scarlett. A bunch of Judy's already horror gets eaten by a crocodile. Oh, so much problematic stuff with Punch and Judy, let me tell you. And also like a deep history, of course, but welcome to history, right? Like. Here we go. Scarlett's on it with the links. Yeah, this is very. We'll do this every now and then. We'll switch back and forth between this and the 3D printer. Just for some variety. And that way, if I make a mistake, you won't see it. I'm very clever that way. It literally is hand sewing. Sewing a hand. Actually, there's a good instructional thing here. I can actually show this. Just with the shoulder cam. Oh, what did I do? I did something bad. I'm still streaming, right? Okay, good. I just switched desktops by accident. Oops. When I'm going around, the way you go around a tight curve on a sewing machine, because sometimes it can get a little too fast and get away from you. That's why I'm stopping. I'm sinking the needle. I'm raising the foot, turning the fabric, lowering the foot, doing a couple of stitches by hand, sinking the needle up, raising the foot, turning the fabric, lowering the foot. It's kind of like hand sewing, but you got to slow it down to go around a tight corner. So that's how I get around the fingers. The printer goes wrong. I got cut off, sorry. If it goes wrong on the live stream, I'm clipping it. Good! I really have to remember to clip stuff. We did something on the last Frankie Plays stream. And I thought, oh, that's funny, I should clip that, and I never did. I've got a button right there on the Steam Deck that... Stream Deck, thank you, Valve. That will do a clip, I just never remember to do it. Or at least a timestamp in OBS or something that I could use to find stuff again, because I wanted to clip something to use as a promo video. Forgot where it was, couldn't find it again, gave up. The problem is we're always hilarious, yeah. Be less funny, that's the... Of course, Scarlet is all about the whole Commedia dell'arte, the history of Punch and Judy and the archetypes that are there, and those also figure into the tarot, and there's a whole lot of history there. It's not all domestic abuse. No hands. Are there any outtakes for your shorts or Oracle episodes? Probably, almost definitely, but finding them is the thing. I do actually have I don't have any of the raw footage from season 1 and possibly even season 1.5 of the Oracle, but I've got a lot of the raw footage still. But it's just hunting through that stuff and finding them. Early on, I did put up a couple of bloopers clips, but that's not a bad idea. I should keep that in mind. I should do stuff wrong on purpose and then be funny. Could you please make a mistake? We need something for the blooper reel. More coffee. Okay. You don't need to do it on purpose. Wow. It's true. It's very few times I nail it in one take. I gotta be honest. But most of it isn't bloopers. Most of it is just me going, that wasn't good enough, do it again. I am my own worst critic. I think bloopers are probably really only funny if you're feeding off of somebody else as well. You need more performers. But actors are never allowed to choose when they stop doing retakes, yeah. Yeah, I'd be the opposite. I'd be like, oh wait, I can do that better. Yeah, the Muppet bloopers are pretty good. The best of those camera tests they did for the Muppet movie where it was just Jim and Frank out in the woods improvising the whole thing. Those are hilarious. Oh, okay. 3D printer just made a weird noise, and it's fine. I'm not used to printing something this big on that goes the whole bed, so So it just kind of moved the entire bed, and I'm like, what was that? No, it turns out it's correct. Trust the machine, Kevin. The machine knows. Yeah, I think because Joe is saying that they have those as extras on the Muppet movie on Disney Plus. I think the first time I saw them was actually when we went to the Museum of the Moving Image, and they have it just kind of playing on a loop in the Henson exhibit. Okay, now we're at the point of being able to cut out the arms. So, I guess we'll just go to this camera. Yeah, if you want to stick on the 3D printer, let me know. But it's going to be me cutting these out. Oh, that's good to know, Seth. Yeah. Before I started this, I had never really seriously used a sewing machine before, and it's been an education, let me tell you. Sometimes a trial by fire, but I couldn't do what I do without it. It's just so much faster. So this is, this is the standard Krutender method of making arms. You just trace it out and then cut it out and turn it. You do always end up with seams, unfortunately. It's almost impossible to blend a machine sewn stitch. You can do it a little bit, but not really. That's why hand stitching is generally preferable, but for making stuff for the shop, I need to work fast, so. It is one of the compromises. I made a pillowcase for a very small pillow. We had to buy a weirdly shaped square pillow to go in it. What I really want to do, my next kind of frontier to trying and wrap my head around, is actually tailoring clothes. It's a whole other discipline, right? And it would be useful both for myself and the puppets, so. Add that to the infinite to-do list. This was the cow getting curious about Kermit, and Jim can't control his laughter. Kermit and Fozzie become aware that they're puppets, yeah. And I think the best part is, like, you could just tell that they were enjoying it and so when they enjoy it, we enjoy it, right? That's the secret. You can't resent doing a thing and then have it bring joy. You know? The audience will pick up on the enjoyment that you're having. We have shop in school from 3rd grade to 9th. Yeah, the first time I ever used a sewing machine was we did because I was in shop, and then you had to do like home economics, which I actually really liked, but that's me. Which normally was gender segregated, of course. I hope it still isn't that way, but I suspect it is. But that's where the first time I ever used a sewing machine was in home economics class. And I actually really dug it. Like, it was really cool. I just forgot everything because I was a small child. So that's why actors shouldn't get paid. They enjoy it too much. Yes. Yes, the very puritanical version of work where you have to suffer or otherwise it's not work, right? Our dance class was weirdly gendered. How weird, like, weird how? Because I think possibly, Scarlett, our definition of weird and normal people's definition of weird are different things. I'm almost sure that's true. Yeah, prom dance, and they made me go with a girl. I wanted to go with my boyfriend at the time. Yeah, well, you know, welcome to be normal, right? And there we go. There's one arm turned and everything. To be fair, all gender is weird. You're not wrong. Where are we at with the eyes? It's a very odd sense. Joe, you didn't have an option for home economics in school. So we didn't have the option either, but we had to do it. The boys had to do one class in home economics and the girls had to do one class in shop, which I guess is kind of progressive. It would have been better if it just wasn't gendered at all. You know, if anybody could just do what they wanted, but, you know, you can't have that. It must be different now. It must be. Who even knows if they have it anymore? I mean, shop as a, you know, those kind of trades don't seem to be the priority anymore, so. And as a result, there's a shortage. Go figure. And all the computer jobs either turned into sweatshops or AI. And they're going away too. So soon, nobody will have a job except for the billionaires. Congratulations. Well done. Uh-oh. He's on politics again. Cooking and textiles lessons required for everyone. He keeps cutting off the chat. There we go. You get to choose in your 10. Oh, that's good to know. At least it's that. Looking forward to my future. Soylent Green. Yeah, that's it. Man, that's all we got left. Soylent Mars for Elon's clones. We didn't have shop either that was reserved for vocational school. That's sad to know. I really dug shop quite a lot. I mean, that's not really a surprise, is it? But that was very cool. I loved woodworking. If I had the room, I would absolutely do woodworking. Our schools got rid of shop too. I'd love to have taken some. Oh, that's such a shame. Shop was really, I mean, it was scary, don't get me wrong, because as, you know, like, I guess I was probably 13, 14. And to be, you know, first time using a bandsaw, that was a little nerve-wracking, especially because they made you watch the safety film. And the safety film don't pull no punches, let me tell you. Here's surgery of somebody having some metal bits taken out of their eye. This is what will happen if you don't wear safety glasses. Made an impression on me. All right, there's 2 arms. Now the tricky bit. Now I'm actually going to sew the head to the body, which I have previously sewn, like a cooking demonstration. Oh, I got to trim the head as well. Yeah, I always got to trim your head. Cooking was considered. Cooking is tech. There is tech, and there's chemical reactions, and you know, food theory as a whole. Just ask Heston Blumenthal. Shame eating wasn't what face that, yeah. Let me tell you, since the diabetes diagnosis, I sure am glad that I both know how and enjoy cooking, because it has saved me from a lifetime of boring food. But, you know, in order to be a good cook, you do have to enjoy it. And if you look at it as a chore, then you won't enjoy it. Fell in a rabbit hole once in vintage traffic safety films. Oh no, Dad, don't do that. They are horrific. But they're supposed to be, like, that's what it's for, right? It's to say, look, there's a reality here, and this is it. And if you don't pay attention, this is what's going to happen. I'm always wary about trying to machine sew the head to the body. It's always a chore, and I don't know that it's worth the time. I don't know, we'll see. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Oh, I can imagine. Like, yeah, you got to have the facilities to be able to cook as well, right? But there, you know, hopefully one day you will have a slightly more sane living conditions, and having a supportive place like that where it's fun to just experiment. I mean, as a kid, I used to watch cooking shows as like entertainment just all the time. So I kind of got food theory really early, and kind of understood cooking techniques, and, you know, why food tastes certain ways and how you can enhance that, and all that kind of, like, just the nuts and bolts of it. Because once you understand that, you can just make stuff up. It's not about recipes, it's about technique. Much like it's not about patterns, it's about building for puppets, right? Same idea. How long is the print time for each pair of eyes? So for this size, this is 84 millimeter length. So the long side. For each eye, so that includes the shell, the bolt, and the washer, this is going to be 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. Yeah, it's a long one. The bigger you go, the more exponential the print time becomes. So like a 40 millimeter just shell and bolt takes about an hour and a half. But the time ramps up quickly. Cooking is an art, baking is a science. Yes, very much. Yeah, you can't really, you can mess around a little bit in terms of flavor, but in terms of technique, you really need, for baking, you really need the science. Because there are like literally chemical reactions happening that you need to make happen, otherwise it will not work. Yes. Hello, Indiescape. Yeah, the bigger you go, the more detail, the longer the print will take. Yeah, the time. It's not. It's exponential. It's not got constant, right? All right, so I'm gonna try sewing this on the machine. The problem is the aperture is so small that I can't use the sleeve arm for this, so I have to sort of do it in a janky way that's not good. We'll go to the shoulder cam for this. It does save time, but it can also be a bit messy, and sometimes I just have to clean it up afterwards, so I don't know, we'll see. We will see how it goes. I need coffee before I start this. Cooking is a defense method is super common. Yeah, I can see that. I'm a better baker than a cook. Yeah. I'm the opposite. I'm a much better cook than I am baking. I just can't. I can't with the ratios. This is the problem. I don't follow recipes, right? I learn a technique and then I play with that. But going by step-by-step instruction, which you have to do for baking, it's just not, just doesn't click. I'm too much of an improv. That's why I like jazz. Okay, let's see how we can get this on here. Why do I do this to myself? In some ways, I am a masochist, I guess. All right, let's try there. This is not tidy, I don't like it, but we'll see. You often vibe with couscous. Hello, Actual Kevin. We're mining for puppets, and so far, we found some. Mithril puppets. You notice how I pronounced that correctly? This is why you need both. You need art and science. They work in harmony. Oh, don't worry, Frankie. We'll play Minecraft. Don't worry, Scarlet. It's all in process. This is writing? Is this what writing is? I've been misinformed. You can't even trust video. Come on, this could be AI generated. I can see already I'm gonna have to do some cleanup on this. Oh well. Such is life. To cook is a great way to impress girl. I call my stepdad a lot of things except for the lousy cooking. Yeah. I mean, one way that me and my wife bonded was definitely through, we both like to cook, so that was definitely a plus in the development of our relationship. And well, it started in 2003, and our anniversary is on Friday, so you tell me how it's going, huh? Acme brand TV is the gold standard. AI generated puppets is the future. And the future is stupid. The one thing William Gibson didn't foresee was how stupid the future would be. Let's go back here. This is more interesting than watching me not cut something. Alright, this actually ended up better than I feared it was going to. Let's see if we do actually have to fix anything. Maybe not. Turn it and see how it looks. Boom, boom. Yes, it is quite the big deal. All right, you know what? We're okay. I think we did all right. Sometimes you get weird little folds when you do it on the machine, but it seems to be all right. It's quite the blue, huh? Okay, so now that we got here, well, there's two things. I could make the fabric mouth plate and sew that in, and that's hand sewing. Or I could put the hand inserts in and then close those seams. That's also hand sewing. Let's do that first. I think the ladder stitching the hands close is the more annoying thing, so I think I'm going to do that first. It does got no mouth, but it will. Don't worry. I'm not even sure what color I want to make this. Maybe red. This one will be red. I don't often do red, but maybe this one will be. You know what? Let's actually go to the puppet building cam. Why not? The 3D printer stream will be this evening. We can actually put the machine away now. We don't need it anymore. So, somewhere around here, I've got some buried under all of these eyes. Because how long it's been since I made these. Got a couple of hand inserts all ready to go here. Yeah, sorry about the music thing. There's been a whole thing with the music, of course, because it's the internet. That may be changing in the near future, fear not. I really got to make the picture-in-picture, the whatchamacallit, 3D printer cam. It's no longer the close-up cam, it's just the 3D printer cam. Let's get real. Oops. That happened. This is among the more annoying things as well as getting the hand insert into the fleece. Would you prefer fabric for mouth plates? Felt, velvet, or ultra suede? I prefer ultra suede. I have used all three. But I like the texture on ultra suede. There's a little bit of a texture on it. It reads really nice on camera. But any of them will work. I just really like... And ultra suede is also nice to sew with. It lasts really well. It's very hardy. So that's my preferences. Ultra suede. Not regular suede. Mega suede, yeah. Giga Suede. All right, here we go. Here's one, we'll do the other. Started using ultra recently above it. Yeah, it's real nice. It's also really good if you have to build like anything fabric for us that's structural, because it's really tough, right? It doesn't tear, it doesn't wear. Because it's basically like an artificial leather, right? You can even build like finger loops and stuff out of it. I used to, and sometimes still do, I'll basically laminate a plastic mouth plate with it, so that this put like a layer of it on either side, and it sort of toughens it up. If I've got like that really thin plastic, and glue will hold on to it better, and it makes it a little bit more springy. It's really nice. Very useful stuff. There we go. 2 hands, and now the hand sewing. So this is not the right camera for that. This is, excuse me. Oh, got a bit of a runny nose. I'm gonna mute the mic. Excuse me. It's used for shoes, I believe. Yeah, well, so a lot is, right? What you got to do with shoes is make them tough. They withstand a lot of stresses, so don't we all? Some thread for my movement. What are my scissors? Where did they go? I put them back where they belong. Can you believe that? It's hand sewing time. Ladder stitching this seam closed. It's quite the paragraph you just wrote there, actual Kevin. I'm not going to read that out on stream. Yes, it is a bit of a comedy, a sort of a Mr. Bean moment, right? I saw someone at Pride with shoes that looked like Rainbow Replay. Nice. I should also get the 3D cam in the picture here. Maybe I can. I can do it. Might be able to do that manually. This is not going to look good. I warn you right now. Let's see if I do this, and then I'm not sure I can change the source. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't change the source from here. I have to do it in software. Sorry. Oh well. I'll work on it. That's not OBS, that's actually my video switcher. I guess we did always do this. I mean, it's just me hand, so it's me sitting here doing this. You can see that and the 3D printer, you know. It's the best of both worlds. I am using an ATEM. ATEM Mini Pro ISO. Had it for a while. A few years at least. It's very nice. Very handy. I am a fan, as much as one can be, of Blackmagic stuff in general. I've got my good camera is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. I use DaVinci Resolve as my editor of choice. They do good stuff. One day they won't, because it's the trajectory of all companies. Well, while they're doing good stuff, I will enjoy them. I am using Companion. You know my setup well. Yep. BitFocus Companion talks to both OBS and the switcher, and so I can just hit a button on the Stream Deck and do all the switching I need, because I've not only got the ATEM Mini, I've also got 2 webcams. So I've literally got 6 active cameras. So I have to do some very weird, complicated, both scene and switcher switching. But thankfully, that you can do that with BitFocus Companion. You can do multiple step stuff with a single press of a button. This PC here in the shop really needs to be cleaned out and reinstalled. It's just got so much Windows cruft. But my live streaming setup here is so complicated, and I didn't put it together with a thought towards portability. So it would take a long time to set up again. So I've been putting it off, but it really needs to happen at some point. The next time I do set all this stuff up again, I will make it with an eye towards containerization and portability, so that I could just package everything up and deploy it. Thank you, Scarlett. What I will probably do is, I have a kind of spare PC I'm not really using. That should be enough to drive the stream, so I'll probably move all the stream stuff over to that. Get that set up, all containerized and as portable as it's possible to make it, and then clear out the big PC. Start fresh. Yeah, actual Kevin, that's one of the things I did with my gaming PC was I went, you know, I used to be an apologist for Windows 11, and it's still fine. I just don't like a lot of the stuff they're doing with it now. So on my gaming PC, I went back to Windows 10, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to, nothing that doesn't need to be installed will be installed. So I literally just want it to be a Steam machine. So it's as bare bones as it can possibly be. And yet still run what I need it to run. So it's a good thing. I'm going to add a PCIe USB host card to give yourself more USB bus bandwidth. Yeah, I'm okay on this machine. It's okay. This is a different problem from the Office that we've been having, which is also now resolved, I believe. So that's good. The nice thing about the ATEM switcher is OBS just sees it as a webcam, right? It's just a single USB feed as far as that's concerned. So technically what OBS is seeing is 3 webcams. One of them just happens to have 4 actual cameras attached to it. Like, I have to fire your lawyers first to be allowed to install Windows 11. Yeah. What was the thing I found? When you're setting up Windows 11, I don't know where I heard this. I think I saw it on the TechPod Discord. You know how you have to, you have to register a Microsoft account or go through a very complicated series of commands on the command line to get by it. If you enter a@a.com for your email address and then just enter whatever password, you can just create a local account. You don't have to futz around with special commands or anything. It's like some test thing that they left in there. They may patch that out. I don't know. But a@a.com, if you're setting up a new Windows 11 machine and you want to use a local account, not a Microsoft account, that's how you do it without jumping through a bunch of hoops. Pro tip here on the Puppet Building stream for how to set up a Windows 11 machine. But yes, that may be something I do when I do clear out this machine, because this machine is Windows 11 right now. I might go back to Windows 10. We'll see. Yeah, that's the thing. Now that that's a known thing in the wild, they probably will patch it. Okay. There's one. Exciting. Hand sewing time. Not my coffee. Oops. I actually haven't finished it. And now I have. Bit of a chill stream, but that's okay. That's kind of the point. Next week, things are gonna kind of kick off. This is a very odd and short week, so. I'm trying to convince myself not to stress about it. I do really need to get going on the building for the shop, but if I stress about it, they're not going to be good builds, and therefore they won't go on the shop because I only sell the things I like. So not stressing about it is part of the build process. Live therapy, folks. That's what you're here for. Yeah, it's going to be quite the podcast, Jamie, let me tell you. I'm still thinking about how I want to frame the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. I don't really want to make anybody mad, but I have an idea about how we can, how I can do it. Huge spoiler, I do not like Baldur's Gate 3. And I know I am in the vast minority. The very few strange heretics who dare to criticize such a perfect creation. but I think I know of a way to frame it so that it will be positive. We'll see. Little controversy, get people to listen or something. I don't know. People like being mad at podcasts, right? Yeah, Jamie will have a bunch of stuff that will definitely tick off at least the executives at Nintendo. And unless something happens in the next 3 days, I'm not sure there's going to be a deck nook. At least I don't know about Jamie. Andrew's away this time, so it's just going to be me and Jamie. But nothing's happened for me deck wise, so we may not have a deck nook. I mean, I'm using my deck. I like my deck. Deck's good. That's nook. I haven't checked the podcast notes. You're right, I haven't. I shall. Breaking news, there may be a deck nook. So while we're talking about tech, one of the neat things I've done for the upcoming 3D printer cam stream is, as I mentioned, this whole streaming setup for the build streams is very complicated, and to swap things around so that I would be using this computer for streaming just the 3D printer cam with this setup. Restream bot has stopped on YouTube's. Oh, you're right. I don't know that I can make it reconnect. There doesn't seem to be anything I can do about that. It says error. Why does it say error? No idea. I'll check myself, but is it that the chat bot has stopped relaying, or is the stream actually done, like down? Okay, the stream still seems to be up. That's good. So my apologies if you are on YouTube. The chat bot is no longer relaying the chat. Yeah, stream is still going. Thank you. Yeah, no, I can see that it's the chat bot itself is disconnected from YouTube, and all it says is error. I have no other information and no way to make it reconnect. So sorry, I guess. I don't know. I'll relay anything. Yeah, bot broken. Exactly. I suspect that has nothing to do with us and has everything to do with Restream. So sorry. Well, hopefully it will reconnect, and if not, anything that's important in chat, I will relay myself. I or Scarlet will stand in for the bot. YouTube chat isn't appearing on Discord either. Yeah, well, that's why the bot. That's what the bot is, right? The bot's relaying the chat. Oh well, sorry, I guess. Don't say anything interesting, anybody. 14 viewers, which is pretty good. and I'm not doing anything interesting. We're watching, this is literally the paint dry, watching paint dry stream where I'm doing hand sewing and 3D printing. It's like watching 2 bits of paint dry. Restream does suck, and I think another thing to add to the infinite to-do list is to just not use them, but meh, what you gonna do? I mean, we definitely have more people on YouTube. I only got the 3D printer a couple of weeks ago, actual Kevin. So if you listen, go and listen to the podcast. The most recent episode is all about me getting the 3D printer. Hey, I just did some marketing. Gus would be proud. Thank you, Scarlett. Yes, yeah, the most recent episode of the podcast, which was just shy of 2 weeks ago, was all about me getting the 3D printer. Thanks to Operation Public Community member Indies Keep, who had a spare 3D printer, and we arranged a trade, a puppet for a printer. So that was pretty good. So yeah, I'm brand new at it. I'm still learning all of the things. Yeah, the last podcast was literally the day the printer showed up. Things have moved on a little bit since then, as you may be able to tell. Yeah, no, the bot, the Restream bot has disconnected from YouTube completely, so it's not going to relay chat anywhere to or from YouTube. So it'll probably go between Twitch and Discord and Twitch, but not YouTube. Nothing. YouTube is its own isolated thing now. Which means also I'm only looking at the Restream chat, so if you're on YouTube, I apologize. I'm not seeing your chat. And I only have one monitor here, and it's the real estate's real tight, so it would be a bit of a chore to get that up. It's the first time this has happened, I think. Is your wife asking why you constantly buying reels of wire? No, she's right behind this. She's down with it. We don't have that kind of relationship. We're not a typical stand-up comedian style couple, you know. You can't be married to a puppet builder and be like that. All right, this bit of hand sewing is done. It's a good time for anyone on YouTube to join the Discord and see the rest of the chat. Hey, and Jamie's doing Gus's work. That's Scarlett's job. All right. 2 arms sewn. Done. Now the fun part. Now we do the mouth. For which I need a pattern. Hey, showing a pattern on stream. I said I wouldn't do this, but I am, because I have to. It's literally the next thing in this build, so. Hey, please don't steal my patterns. Not that this is really anything special. Let me put it like this. If you have to steal this pattern, then you're pathetic and you shouldn't be building puppets. That'll teach them. I mean, look at this. That's it. Big deal. You know what? Go ahead. Steal it. Who cares? See what you can do with that. This is the secret sauce right here. It's what the inside of a Greebly mouth looks like. And you can tell this is the same pattern I've been using forever because look at all the pen marks on it. I can't watch YouTube and Discord at the same time, at least not on the bus. Oh no. Are you still on the bus? That's quite a long bus ride. There we go. So I guess I am making this one red, because that's the color of Ultra Suede I grabbed. Am I on the right side? Yes, I am. I'll make you this pledge. I'll do something about the freaking music by next stream. It's kind of driving me nuts and I can barely hear it. Thank you so much, Actual Kevin. Music and provide that will give you strikes as country and western. Well, you know. I keep saying there's good music in every genre, and that includes country and western. You show me some Patsy Cline, and I'm there. That will definitely get us some strikes, though. Little Johnny Cash, little Willie Nelson, sure. This is a rather large piece of Ultra Suede. You are correct. I believe this one came from Fabric Empire. And you know, they're the empire of fabric, so they got a lot. They're the Sith Lords of Fabric. There we go. When is Louis Armstrong full of copyright? So some it already is, and others will never be, and it's a very, very complicated situation. Not that that matters, because the music we have been using does not fall under that. The bots don't care. That's the problem. The bots are just somebody makes a claim, even though they don't own it, and it's a whole mess. So fortunately, it doesn't really matter. We wouldn't be able to use it anyway. Well, yeah, that's true, the music itself, but those individual recordings are not. Like, you can't just take somebody's recording of a thing and play it, even though the song may be public domain, you know? Let's, I don't know, I guess we'll go back to this. Hello, Boris. Thank you. Thank you for relaying the chat. Unfortunately, the chat bot isn't relaying the chat properly, Boris, so I can't see the YouTube chat. I can only see the Twitch and Discord chat. So you may want to join the Discord or visit us on the Twitch stream. Twitch.com/Operation Puppet, I believe. If I remember correctly. Let's see. This is always fiddly. Yeah, just record our own versions of Lewis. So we'll record Jelly Roll sings Strutting with Some Barbecue. Here we go. Strutting with some barbecue, swinging with the band. See, we could do that right there. Suddenly we get a copyright strike. The alarm bells go off. Somebody has music on the internet. It therefore is illegal. I found a video of the Tesla coil we built for County Fair event about the time I had my original homebrew 3D printer, but can't find any video of the printer still. Well, I mean, that's something. That sounds cool. How many people have built a Tesla coil? I see Boris and Seth are our pals. Nice. Look, we got 2 people in Sweden now. You're already beating Belgium. It's a long-running inside joke for those of you who don't know. In order to find out, you'll have to listen to the early episodes of the podcast. Hey. Hey, we got new followers, Silent Joe. I'm guessing that's Twitch. I can't remember which ones they're those ones. Hello, welcome, thank you. If you really are silent, that's okay. We're quite happy with lurkers. Thank you for making the Belgian joke on YouTube, Scarlett. Uh-oh, women's soccer talk. I can't participate in that. I don't know from the sports. It's a thing where people try and kick a ball through a goal, right? It's one of those kind of things. I think the closest I ever came to understanding the kind of loyalty thing in sports and, like, you know, rooting for a team that is local to you or something was how Terry Pratchett framed it in Unseen Academicals. But other than that, I've never, it's like there's this the stink of nationalism in there, and there's just this weird tribalism, and it's just like, ugh. Everything about this is gross. If I was actually playing the sport, that's different. But just like getting fanatical because somebody who was hired, not even from your country, but hired by that team. I mean, why don't you just pay for the trophy? Like, you know, they just make it an auction. Kevin with more unpopular opinions. Stay tuned to this coming podcast. Anyway, puppets. Yeah, no, you know, I get it intellectually. I don't get it emotionally. I guess that's the thing. You have to get it emotionally to really feel it, right? It's just, this is no receptor in my brain. To get a new brain. And it's not like I haven't tried. I mean, you know, I even tried to kind of go the intellectual route, and like, you know, one of my favorite writers of all time is Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter did a lot of sports writing. I tried to read that stuff, in which he framed it very poetically and very, you know, mythically, and even then it just failed to take. Yeah, Seth, I get that. We talked about this before, but I am exactly the opposite. I have tried the glue method that BJ Geyer teaches, and I am terrible at it. It's too sloppy for me. I cannot make a good looking mouth that way. This is much slower, yes, but this is the only way I can make a good looking mouth. So this is my preferred method. I really should knuckle down and teach myself how to do the fold and glue rather than the stitch and glue method, but time, you know. I also find that like when you do the fold and glue method, you always end up with kind of a rough edge, right, on the fleece, because you are just seeing the edge of the fleece glued over. Unless you fold it really carefully, you're always going to see that. This way you don't. This way it's just a nice clean line. And I really prefer that. But then again, that's a shortcoming of me. It's not a criticism. I know most pros actually do the fold and glue method. It is faster. This is one of the biggest time sinks in any build for me, is doing this part. But it's the only way that I am able to get consistently good results. So I do invest that time. Kind of soccer as a self-defense against having a Portuguese coworker. Yeah, I can imagine. That was the single worst piece. The moment I realized that I shouldn't go to my parents for advice. This is a weird story. Was the moment that I asked. I must have been like 10 or something, and I was, of course, stop me if you've heard this before, the weird loner. And all the popular kids and all the, you know, the cliquey in crowd, they were all into sports and stuff, and I wasn't. And it was causing me some trauma. And so I actually, for the first time ever, again, 10 years oldish or so, Went to my mother for advice. She gave me the single worst piece of advice I ever heard, which was, well, why don't you just pretend to like it? Why don't you just, learn the scores and talk about it and pretend that you like it? Then you'll fit in. And even at 10 years old, I didn't say it out loud, but I thought, that's not right. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. And it was that moment I realized, you know what? I'm okay. I'm gonna do me. And that was a good decision, because look at this now, right? What happened? What something happened? Oh, timed out. Thank you, JB. I missed something. Are you messing with the mod tools, Scarlet? Look, I'm tilted. Everybody's confused. Happens a lot. Silent Chocolate Twitch chat. Oh, is there a timeout for new followers or something? Is that what that is? That may have been something I set up and didn't realize what I was doing. I apologize. Or it could be something that Twitch did by default and didn't tell anybody. Also a possibility. One month requirement? I promise I didn't set that up. That's ridiculous. Hello, Silent Joe. Sorry about that. Yeah, no idea what that was about. Yeah, I don't think anybody, I'm sure that was just something Twitch did and added, and then it was opt out or something, and yeah, that's terrible. I mean, come on, Twitch. Maybe that was the thing Scarlet accidentally turned on. Who knows? Who knows? The point is, it's fixed now. It's all fine. Thank you and welcome. What time is it? Wow, we're almost at time. Also, that explains why I'm so hungry. I think in order to force the bot to reconnect to YouTube, I would have to stop and start the stream again. Guess what's not happening? I hate that there's only one real option for doing this, which is restream. I know I can use like a multi-RTMP out for the actual video feeds, but for getting the stream or the chat relayed back and forth, I don't think there's anything else. I'm starving to talk about spam. I haven't had potted meat in a long time. Probably for the best. Hey, that eye is actually Starting to look like something. He's looking up at it now. You know what's really neat is when like I set up a long print to go overnight. I just go to bed and then I would get up in the morning, and I love how when the print is done, the tray just kind of slides out. It's like you're being like your robot is offering you the thing it has done for you in the morning. You just walk in to the room and there's like a supplicant with the the golden chalice on a pillow. Like, I am done, my liege. Here is your 3D printed eye. It isn't an igloo with a chimney. And the hex bolt. Yeah, fresh batch of spiralized plastic if it goes wrong. Exactly. I haven't had that happen yet, but one day for sure. My shirt's already covered with fur, and I haven't really been doing much with fur. Just from this. No problem, Silent Joe. Sorry about the chat thing. Hopefully that will get worked out for next time. I'll poke the bot and see what we can do. Oh, I know. It actually did kind of go wrong once. I printed something without supports that should have had supports, and I didn't realize it. It was just like a hook for headphones, or like a smaller clamp thing for headphones, and it went wrong. It theoretically could have been used, but it was just too messy. If I had cleaned it up, it probably would have been okay, but it was just like, nah, this is a lost cause. So the one that I was trying to print that went wrong was a different one from the one I had already printed that went right. It was just like a smaller, slimmer version of it. I wanted it for here in the studio. The big one I've already got that's at my desk in the office, and that works fine. You can kind of tell a structural engineer did not design it though, because one of the struts is much thinner than it should be, and it's where all of the stress gets put, and so if I tighten it too much, it will clearly want to snap. I also learned all about infill the other day, because I did a thing that needed more infill than I gave it by default, and it snapped, so I had to make another one with a higher infill, and then it was stronger, and it was fine, so. All of the learning. I'm doing all of the learning. I really just have to remember to look at, so I'm using Cura 3D as my slicer, and I just have to remember to look at the preview thing, and because it will tell you, oh, this is an overhang, you need supports here, or whatever. I haven't really like dug into that yet. I'm trying to just print stuff I know is going to be a problem, so. There's a whole universe out there, yet to be discovered. All right, we're pretty much at time here. I have A, headache, and B, a hunger. So I'm going to go try and do something about both of those things and have lunch. So, thank you, everybody. As always, a good turnout today. Sorry it wasn't a more exciting stream, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. I'm just doing my work, so. The 3D printer cam will probably be on tonight. Look at that wall of links that Scarlett just posted. Well done. I'm assuming it's Scarlett. I can't see the name because there's so many links. But thank you. Yes, as always, stay tuned to all the socials, join the Discord, listen to the podcast. The 3D printer cam will probably be up tonight, harvesting humans' eyeballs, which is a very weird way of putting that, but it's true. It looks spammy on the Discord. It is, well, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Like, also Mastodon exists. Not wrong. Thank you, everybody. As always, I'm going to go have lunch now. Next week, same time, same bat place, same bat channel, all that good stuff. Thank you, Scarlet. Thank you, Demon Dreamer. Thank you, JB. Thank you. Oh, you know who you are. Thank you, all the regulars and the new people. We'll see you next week.